Dads, if you weigh between 235 and 260 pounds and you've been working hard at work and you've been trying to find the time to train and you've told yourself, I just know what to do, I just can't be consistent, this video is for you. Because if fat loss was as easy as just counting calories and trying to be into a deficit, you wouldn't be trying to lose the same 30 to 40 pounds that you've been doing year after year. Because you're probably thinking, well, I've done it before, I know what to do, I know how to lose the weight. The real problem is that you're just not willing to do those things again to lose the weight. So something has to change. And that's exactly what I'm going to cover in this video. Why the fat loss methods that you've been doing in the past will not continue to serve you in your future. This is the same process that I've used with different dads like Corey, Carl, Travis, Ben, Anthony. I can show you several more, Christian. The same process that's helped them lose the 20 to 40 pounds without tracking calories. If you have ever lost the weight and then gained it back, we're gonna dive into how you can make this your last time. I'm Kevin Andres, the owner of K-Square Fitness, and I help dads lose 20 to 40 pounds using the same principles that I use with NFL athletes and special operations. And I've taken those principles, those processes, those systems, and made it simple, structure, framework so that busy dads can have it stick. But here's the thing that most guys stay stuck with is they have this philosophy and this mindset that I know what I need to do, I just gotta do it again. I need to just lock in. But think about this, man. It's not that you just want to lose the fat loss or that you don't know what to do. It's like, you know that what you've done in the past was this all or nothing approach, and you're just not willing to commit to this mountain of things that you have to start doing again. Because once you get about right here, motivation fades, life gets busy, work picks up, kids, travel, financial stress, all of these different things, moving, plan falls off, weight pops back on. Sound familiar? Because you probably tried tracking. You probably are trying to do the things that worked when you were in your 20s and now you're in your 40s. That's just not going to cut it, if we're being honest, because your margins of life and your margins of error is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So you have to align yourself with a process, because here might have all of these things, but over here might have these things. And we got to be able to use data-driven decisions you can get results by doing just small measurable things in the beginning. Because guess what? You can do these consistently. You can't do these consistently in your 40s on day one, because just because you start a new weight loss journey doesn't mean tomorrow, here I go, right? It's built on the compounding habits, putting the left foot after the right foot day in and day out, that builds the character that you want to become. Not just saying, I'm going to lock in for 90 days, I'm going to lose the weight. Otherwise, you would just go do that right now and you wouldn't be watching this video. So you're open, and you have to be open to a different perspective to keep the weight off, so you can stay consistent, so you can get the energy back for your kids, so you can be healthy, so you can be strong, so you can not get winded when you're playing. Because mentally, boys, mentally, fellas, your body and your brain remembers all of these things that you had to do the last time you lost the weight, and is thinking, I just don't know if I want to do that again. Because your brain remembers that, and it has this lens over it that says, if I'm going to do this, I've got to do all these things. So you have clouded vision, and that's why your consistency breaks, is because you can't see clearly, because you knew, or you should know, if you didn't have clouded vision, if you could do this and you knew that it would lead to be successful and it would work, there'd be no reason why you wouldn't do it. But it's because of your previous experiences and knowing what you had to do to lose the weight, you have a clouded, disrupted fear that I have to do all those things to do it to make it happen again. So you maybe don't even believe that it's possible anymore. Because most people think it's like a light switch. Bloop, got to flip on the switch, got to start doing all these things, rather than like a dimmer. You can kind of dictate how much light is being granted over time, right? And I get text messages from my clients like this every single week. Text messages like, this is the first time that I've actually seen a 1 in front of the scale in over 10 years. I mean, hear it from Travis for himself.
I saw a 1 in front of the scale this morning, and early last week for the first time in like 10 years. So pretty proud of that. 55 pounds down total. I guess 51 now. Or 56, but it's 199 this morning. So feeling pretty good about that.
Can you say it louder for the people in the back? Because that's badass, brother.
Yeah, it definitely hits home. It's one of those wins, one of those milestones that, I'm just that much closer. So 199, first time since like 2015. Pretty nice.
That's fantastic.
30 more to go, but one step at a time.
Good work, man. Pretty awesome, right? Hear from a guy like Josh.
I'm down pant size and a shirt size.
That boy.
That was huge for me.
Another belt loop.
Another belt loop. I'm fitting stuff that I haven't fit in since I started teaching. It's crazy.
Let's go. People think that they pay a lot of money for this program, but they're completely wrong. They pay a lot of money for the new wardrobe I'm going to make you guys get. So that's great, man. That's, I think 2 or 3 belt loops now.
Yes.
Praise God. That's awesome. His belt is smaller than ever. I think he even said, like, this is the first time in 10 years that his belt's have been that way. And I could show you several different transformations and several different testimonials, right? But if you don't understand the process, if you don't understand where you're going, you're never going to get there. Because most people just think that they just want to be handed the plan. Hey, here's all the things you have to start doing. Here's how you're going to get the results. Go knock it out, get it squared away. But that's what's not going to work. We already know that. It's from a high level of structure. It's from a high level of accountability. And I'm not saying that I have to hold your hand. I'm just giving you the course direction so you know where to go. So let's talk about the nutrition and kind of the framework of some things that you have to do. Now, as much as I'd like to talk about like protein and have 0.8 and 1 gram of protein per your body weight goal and all that stuff, most of you aren't even training consistently enough, training hard enough to where it even really matters. However, and what I mean by that is like to actually build muscle and to create body transformation change. Like, let's be honest. If you tried to get out there and sling it right now, you're probably going to throw out your back, hurt your knees, hurt your shoulder. You're banged up. So we have to reverse engineer and we have to start small. Now, when we do start small, I actually focus on prioritizing mobility first so that you don't get hurt. And I focus on a couple of these non-negotiables when it comes to nutrition. Because if we can get you strong and mobile and not where you get hurt, when we start to focus on a little bit more strength work over here on phase 3, your body's ready for it. You've built the consistency, you've built the habits, and you're not going to get hurt because you focused on building the foundation over here. Over here, I'll just give you an inside look. Some of the things that we focus on is drawing a blank. So peripheral heart rate training. This is where we're focusing on and combining cardiovascular work with strength, with movement, with core, all in a short session. Because at the beginning, we're just trying to get you going. We're just trying to get you feeling it. We're just trying to get you active again. And part of phase 1-2 is we're teaching you how to center your carbohydrates around your workouts. Because if we can do that and we can prioritize protein earlier in your day, walk away with this thing only. 100 grams of protein before 12 o'clock is going to make your body feel full and you will be well fed so that come dinner time, you're not starving and you're looking for everything that you can eat. I made a video recently how if you're eating after dinner, 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed, how you're messing up your insulin, how you're messing up your melatonin, and that cycle increases your insulin resistance. And by doing that, it's a continued cycle over and over again. Go back and watch that video so you can understand the process of how the cravings are more than just a willpower game. It's actually all triggered from how you sleep. On phase 2 of nutrition, one of the things that we focus on, there's in each of these different blocks, there's a couple different things I want to focus on. And the main one is just fixing one thing at a time, which in most cases is fixing your lunch. We're not trying to do all these things at once. We're trying to optimize one meal. On phase 1, we're fixing breakfast. We're getting 30 grams of protein at breakfast. We're getting electrolytes and water right in the morning. There's a couple of other things in here. Then we're focusing on lunch. We're optimizing lunch. We're having complex carbohydrates. We're having protein. We're having vegetables. We're not going out to eat and snagging Chipotle and getting double chicken and thinking that's a good meal. We're teaching you how to own your lunch and make your own choices. Also attached with that is a nutrition journal that you send to me as your coach, because it just wants you, the more you can dive in and reflect on the choices that you're already making, it's going to give you insight to, man, maybe I should do this, or I didn't really realize I was doing that. And you reflect internally, because when you reflect internally, if you just start doing that, in most cases, you'll start to see changes because you can probably identify that I should probably clean this up. I should probably clean this up. And just accountability and support says, which of these do you think I should work on? How can I get better at this? How can I focus on this? What can I do to improve? And that's how we do on phase 2. And when you do that, all the decision fatigue of what you should be doing, all that stuff disappears because you're just focusing on one thing and you're getting consistent with that one thing. And I just want to take a second to talk about carbs because I briefly touched out over here. Carbs don't make you fat. Unplanned carbs can make it harder to where they get stored versus going into your muscles. When you think about carbohydrates, I want all of your carbohydrates primarily to be centered around your workouts, because when you work out, your body uses glycogen, aka it uses energy for the workout. After your workout, we want to replenish that so that it goes into the muscles. So if we can focus on having a 3-to-1, let's just say a 2-to-1, a 3-to-1, or a 4-to-1 carb to protein ratio, you do that, you're gonna be not a workout and then 60 grams of protein and no carbs, not that. You're gonna end up angry, headache, wanting to eat more because you're not prioritizing. Flip it, have higher carbs, protein of a ratio, 2, 3, 4 to 1. That means you might get 75 grams of protein to 25 grams of carbs. 75 grams of carbs to 25 grams of protein. That's gonna help the muscles absorb it, increase your protein synthesis. and also make it to where you're not starving later at night. Another cheat code is when it comes to your carbohydrates, earlier in the day, don't have simple carbs. Have complex carbs that are filled with fiber and protein will keep you full for longer so that later on in the day, you're not starving. One of the things that we focus on in phase 3 of nutrition is where we're starting to get into some insulin resistance and some things that actually control how you sleep, how your insulin is affected the next day. And the simplest thing, again, each of these blocks has several different things that we focus on, but we're banking on that these are now automatic, these are now automatic, and now we're talking about the one thing that I'll slip away for you in this video is after dinner, kitchen's closed. Non-negotiable, no eating, 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. Doing that alone, and one other tip, if you can walk after a meal, even if it's 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, you're gonna improve your digestion. If you can improve your digestion, you're gonna get into a fasted state better compared to plopping on the couch and sitting down. Your body and your food is just gonna sit there for a minute. Go for a small walk just to get things moving, and it'll help you improve your digestion and it'll help break that stuff down faster. Doing that will help you have bowel movements faster. It'll help you clear your system sooner. And if you are going to eat later at night, just be mindful with it. You need to have something that's high in protein, high in fiber. And if you do that just alone, you're gonna see that your sleep quality will improve. This isn't necessarily a discipline problem. It's just like it's a non-negotiable of things that you do. Getting rid of the snacks, out of sight, out of mind, that kind of thing. And I know we're talking about small habits and I'm only showing you a couple things from the actual inside the program and getting the support, but listen, man, if fat loss was as easy as just doing math, you've already done it. You'd already be back down to 200 pounds. And most dads that I talk to, it's not because they don't have a lack of knowledge. Sure, I mean, I have, 30 certifications, I've been doing this for 20 years and have done a lot of experience and blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to the workouts, it's not typically the workouts. Yes, there's some things we can change with the training, optimize it. Push-ups are push-ups, squats are squats, kind of fix your form so you don't get hurt, kind of build up the foundation so that you're all those things, right? But when it comes to nutrition, most dudes don't have a simple, structured process that works. They're just winging it. And we don't chase perfection. You're not gonna be perfect, nor am I gonna ask you to be. I will ask you to get laser focused on these 3 things that I ask you over here. At what level of compliance you do? What are the results? How's the weight? How's the body fat? How's your clothes fitting? What's the progress photos? Boom, I'm doing that at high compliance. Next phase, next phase, next phase, because anything in life, if you did all these for 2 years, they're a part of your life and they're normal and that's just the way you do things. But in order to build habits, each phase, when you take on something new, it's going to present new challenges, new obstacles, new questions, and that gives you an opportunity to figure out what do I need to do, how do I overcome it, how can I get better? And when you do that, you're now leveled up. And when you level up over and over and over again, and you learn how to overcome these problems, this is what leads to continued growth. So just think about that for a second. Like when it comes to your nutrition, imagine not being stressed about food, not training while getting freaking burnt out, losing inches in your waist just like Josh did without overcomplicating your nutrition, having the energy to play with your kids after work, because this is what sustainable weight loss and fat loss looks like. So if you're a dad, 235 to 260 pounds, and you want to run the back to 200 system, you want to have structure, you want to have support, and you're tired of negotiating with yourself, of thinking that you have to do this all or nothing approach, and you rather would simplify the process and align yourself. I can't do the work for you. I can't save you. I can simply provide the structure, the support, the systems, and reach out my hand to you that says, hey man, I want to help you out. You just have to be willing to take it. And I'll go ahead and tell you, man, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. I tell everybody this, but it's dang sure worth it to be able to run around with the kids, to be able to play, have energy, feel confident, give your wife a hug and not feel your stomach crushing her. She notices those things. You notice those things. People notice those things. When you walk into a room, people notice those things. You deserve it. If you want it to become your reality, check out the description down below. Let's get to work.